Real quick, before we get started, what phone are you guys rocking for 2026? For me personally, nothing but the Air, baby. Hey, it's Jason. I don't know if it's just me, I know I'm in the minority here, but for some reason I tend to gravitate towards Apple's weirdest and often not so popular devices. Case in point, I've been a die-hard fan of the iPhone 13 mini. To this day, I still feel very passionately that this is the best iPhone that's ever been made, and I'm still heartbroken that Apple sunset the form factor so quickly. Can't really blame them though, the sales volume for the mini were so bad, it really didn't make financial sense to continue with it, despite a very real cult following behind the phone. And ironically enough, I found myself now here at the start of 2026 with the new iPhone Air, another polarizing iPhone that was released very recently and also so far pretty unpopular. So of course, that's motivated me to do a very random iPhone 13 mini versus iPhone Air comparison, a video that I feel no one is asking for, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. And real quick, if you guys want the wallpapers that you see in this video, make sure to subscribe to the JSL newsletter. I send subscribers out a brand new full-res wallpaper every single week, as well as links to really good tech deals and fun articles written by me. It's totally free. The link to subscribe will be in the description down below. Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about the form factor between the iPhone 13 mini and the iPhone Air. They both have very unique designs that are quite different, but I actually feel like they're trying to accomplish the same thing. To start with the 13 mini, true to its name, this was essentially a shrunken down iPhone 13 to where the length and width of the phone were reduced to the point where the screen was just 5.4 inches. The thickness of the phone stayed the same, however, and aside from the scaled down dimensions, the physical design of the 13 mini was virtually identical to its larger counterpart. So it had the glass-on-glass build with the color-matched aluminum frame. It had the same OLED display as the regular iPhone 13, it had MagSafe, which was pretty clutch, and the same dual camera setup on the back, which was pretty great. Now, while Apple approached the 13 mini with the mindset of using an existing form factor and just shrinking it down, for the iPhone Air, they kind of created a totally new device. The biggest and most obvious difference between the 13 mini and the iPhone Air is that the Air is meant to be a big device. It's slightly larger in dimensions than the regular iPhone 17 and 17 Pro and slightly smaller than the 17 Pro Max. Correspondingly, it has a much larger 6.5-inch OLED display. It has a frame made out of titanium that Apple started using a couple years ago, but only one camera on the back despite its Pro $999 price tag. But the Air's defining characteristic is its thinness, as Apple has made this phone just 5.6 millimeters thin, which is truly unlike any iPhone that came before it. Now, at the end of the day, I'd argue that the main objective Apple had in mind when putting these seemingly weird iPhones together was for one reason, that being comfort, but they went about it in two different ways. The 13 mini accomplishes this by making the phone a lot easier to handle in essentially every way, but at the cost of screen size and battery life. The iPhone Air accomplishes this by making the phone lighter and without compromising screen size, but at the cost of components like additional cameras and speakers and battery life. Now, I'm just going to say this up front, I think both phones have checked the box when it comes to being more comfortable to use, and I really want to underscore how underrated of a factor that is when it comes to the overall user experience. We use our phones a lot more than we think we do, and it isn't until you experience a phone that is specifically designed with comfort in mind that you appreciate how beneficial it is to have a device that's easy to use. And both the Air and the 13 mini go against the grain when it comes to modern smartphone design, as one is unusually small when the trend has been to make phones bigger, and the other is unusually thin when most phones have been fattening up to manage all the extras that phone companies are trying to cram in. And I feel as though this is the main reason why both of these phones aren't that popular. I've always argued that given the trends today and how much both of these phones go against them, consumers feel as though they're taking on a lot of risk, even considering them. This is especially true when it comes to battery life, as both the 13 mini and the iPhone Air sacrifice battery capacity in order to accomplish their unique form factors, and I'm just gonna be honest, that's a very fair and legitimate thing to consider. Battery performance is critical these days, and the last thing anyone wants is a phone that's gonna die on them when they need it the most. Now, I would say, however, that I think it's inaccurate and somewhat unfair to say that the battery life is bad on either of these phones. Sure, they're not gonna be as good as the Pro Maxes or the Ultras that are out there, but in my experience, both have been good enough to comfortably get me through a full day of normal moderate use. Now, do you end the day at less than 20%? Yes. And do you have to get used to the battery warning coming out before going to bed? Yeah. But unless you're a certified power user, the battery life on both of these phones for normal usage has been good enough. And call me crazy, but I would much rather have a lighter and more compact phone that can get me through my day than having a large, bulky, cumbersome device that can get me through 2 days. And that's why when you meet people who have actually bought these phones, they tend to gush over them because they enjoy them so much. I have friends that have gone to extreme lengths to keep their 13 mini alive as long as humanly possible because they don't want to give it up, and I feel as though that the Air will have a similar cult following. Now, if you're to ask me which form factor is better, I'd say the 13 mini for sure. Don't get me wrong, I've been loving the Air. It's truly refreshing having such a light, thin, but capable phone in my pocket, but the 13 mini was a noticeably better user experience from a comfort standpoint. And it mainly comes down to dimensions. The 13 mini was way more comfortable to operate, even one-handed, all while giving the same benefit of being compact and easy to carry around. The length and the width of the iPhone Air can make it quite cumbersome to use and virtually impossible to do so one-handed, and even though it's built with more premium build materials and subjectively prettier, the 13 mini was a better overall form factor. And for those saying, yeah, but the screen is small, believe me when I say it's big enough. And what I mean by that is that the smaller size doesn't compromise the viewing experience. I've never felt as though I'm not enjoying the content I'm consuming with the display on the 13 mini. Plus, for me, I love that the 13 mini didn't have any other concessions. It still had the same dual camera setup as the 13 and dual speakers and a cheaper price tag. Now, I recognize that the iPhone Air mirrors more of the Pro DNA, but it's just not as stacked as the 13 mini was, and I'd say that the $999 price tag is hard to justify. But all to say, I hope that the iPhone Air doesn't suffer the same fate as the Mini, as I've really been enjoying it, and I still pray to the iPhone gods that the Mini form factor makes a comeback. I firmly believe that if more people gave these weird iPhones a chance, they'd understand the unique value that they bring to the user experience, and they'd be a lot more popular than they are today. But hey, that's just me, and I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about these weird iPhones? Are you a fan like me? And which one do you think is better, the 13 mini or the iPhone Air? Curious to get your thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. And in case you're more of an iPhone 17 fan, definitely check out this video here so you can make sure that you have the best accessories for your new phone.